We've cited a few headlines. Here's one that came out 4 hours ago from the National Post. Most Canadians want carbon tax reduced or killed. Poll. And this is astonishing. Quote, while Alberta typically charts as the most anti-carbon tax jurisdiction in Canada, this time it's Atlantic Canada, where 50% of respondents want the carbon tax completely eliminated. My question to the honourable member is, he talked about 3 cents. In my province of New Brunswick, the carbon tax too was 8 cents plus HST. But you're dealing with numbers that people don't see. The carbon tax between my province of New Brunswick and Maine shows just how big the gap in gas prices is. Pump prices in the state of Maine are 50 cents per litre less than they are in New Brunswick. Now, that's all taxes. My question, member, is this. How can you say Conservatives aren't representing Atlantic Canada when you're the one punishing them with these taxes, which is going to go up another 62 cents between now and 2030, when they have targeting law-abiding firearm owners, when they're not supporting the premiers of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia on funding for the Isthmus, and, of course, they're the ones who are continuing to vote for higher carbon taxes? Answer me that, please.
The member for Kings Heads.
Madam Speaker, I had to take out a pen because there was about 16 interventions there, but you better give me time, I hope, please, Madam Speaker. On the Isthmus, we are there with 50%, and as I said on Radio-Canada actually this week, if the courts indeed determine that this is a pure federal responsibility, we will be there with 100% of the costs. I stand here asking for adjustments to the carbon price. That member opposite suggests that carbon pricing should not exist in Canada, contrary to the fact that 77 jurisdictions around the world point that this is an actual effective policy. And beyond that, the Conservatives have provided no credible plan on how they're actually going to challenge and address the issue before us. So that member has some explaining to do as well. On C-49, Madam Speaker, very quickly, so when he clips this and he sends it home to his constituents, this is a generational opportunity for Atlantic Canada, for offshore wind. The premiers of Nova Scotia, the premiers of Newfoundland and Labrador want it. That member stands against it. He needs to go home and explain why he's standing in front of billions of dollars of generational opportunity, especially when the line from the Conservatives is technology, not taxes. And lastly, on the 50 cents between Maine and New Brunswick, I'm sure if he goes to Maine, there's a 50-cent difference between the price of milk in Maine and there is in New Brunswick. There is a lot of price differential. He's tying this exactly to what we're talking about today, which is not necessarily a true reflection of the fact that there's a price differential between Canada and U.S. on a number of products. Or maybe he's actually saying that he doesn't want to support his dairy farmers in New Brunswick and across this country, and he wants to get rid of supply management, which we have seen from the Conservative Party. They have not been strong on that policy that matters for rural Canada. Thank you, Madam Speaker.